Hello. Hello everybody. Hello everyone. Hi, I hope you can hear me. Hello and welcome to PlanBee Live Learning Session 11. Very welcome back, those of you who are joining us again, and welcome those of you who are new here for the first time. In a few minutes, we will be starting today's main session, but as usual, we will allow a few minutes here at the start for people to arrive and get ready for today's session. And I'll tell you a little bit about how that's going to work today too. So, welcome. I can see some of you on the chat. My name is Mr. Ryan, and I am a primary teacher and a resource creator at planbee.com. But today I'm going to be your science teacher, because today's live learning session is science, and it's all about what toys are made from. This is a session from one of our key stage 1 lesson planning packs, so that's for 5 to 7-year-olds. But as we always say, slightly younger and slightly older learners are very welcome too, and they will all get something out of this session as well. So, let me tell you a little bit about what's coming up today and how you can get the most out of today's live learning session. In the description below this video, there is a link to enroll. I think that's the first link, and that is to our home learning enrolment form. And when you enroll via that form, you'll immediately be sent a welcome email which tells you about upcoming live learning sessions here on YouTube, with links so that you can access those. We keep the live sessions unlisted while they're running, which means that they're not visible on the main part of YouTube. And we do that to make sure that everybody who's here and taking part is here because they have signed up via that home learning enrolment, and it keeps it a nice, safe, friendly, productive learning environment, we hope. So you can enrol via that, and there are also a number of free resources and promotional code for home learning resources that we send out via that link. Also, I think the second link below is to today's worksheets for today's session. They're free to download via that link, and they're useful to either display on screen or possibly, as I'll explain later on, to print 1 or 2 of the pages if you're able to print. However, if you can't print at home at the moment, that's no problem at all. Even if you can't download the resources for today's session, that's fine. All you will need is a pen or pencil, some paper, and a few other extra things that you might find around your home today. I'll tell you a little bit more about that shortly too. There's also a link to previous live learning sessions on YouTube here, which we then make public after the session's end. And you can replay any of those if you've missed them, or if you're looking for a nice session that you can do with your children at a time that suits you. So I'd encourage you to subscribe to us here on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Then you'll find out straight away as new videos become live and available. So, I can see that there are several of you here and talking on the chat already. Welcome, hello, hi everybody. On the live chat today are 2 of my teacher colleagues again, Emma and Abby. Thank you for joining us, and they're there to help answer some questions in case I don't get to them and help you with today's learning, and just to moderate and keep an eye on things as well. So, I think what we'll do now is we'll make a start. Okay, just here then is a reminder about what we're doing for the coming weeks, is that we will be doing these live sessions daily at 11 AM, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So that's this week and next week. We've put out the timetable already, and we'll be continuing to do these sessions while schools here are closed. So let's get started. Here's what's happening. We're about to start. And then in about 10 minutes time, it will be time for all of you taking part today to go away and have a little go at an activity on your own. Now, it'll be slightly different today because I will share some information during that independent learning from 11:20ish that might help some of you, but you won't need to watch closely what I'm showing and talking about necessarily. You'll understand in a bit. And then, as always, we have some time at the end to share some of our work, and we invite parents to take photos of children learning during today's session or photos of their actual work and email them in to us. And you can email them in to homelearning@planbee.com. That's homelearning, all one word, @planbee.com. And again, you'll find that email address at the bottom of the description below. And what we like to do is we like to share some of those pictures. So please do be aware if you send them in that by doing so, you're giving us permission to share them on this video. Children love seeing it, so I'm looking forward to seeing some pictures of your work. Well, here's what we're doing today. We're going to be looking at what toys are made from. And we're going to be identifying a variety of everyday materials used to make toys. I wonder if you've got some toys at home today that you could explore and do some scientific investigation around. I've got some toys here today. So, I've got a box. And I've got several objects in my box today. I'll give you a little sneaky preview. I've got some toys in here and some other objects. And I thought I'd show you one or two of these objects and toys now. And as I show you, I wonder if you could tell me in the chat, or you can tell your partner if you're working with somebody at home, what the toy is and what you think it's made from. Let's have a look. So, first of all, what shall I show you? Ooh, I know. I'll show you my friend. Here he is. This is my friend, Horace. What sort of toy is Horace? What's he made from? You can tell me in the chat now, or tell a partner. Perhaps if I hold him closer, you can see what he might be made from. Let me show you something else in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, a teddy. Yes. Made of fabric. Yes, some of you might have noticed when I held Horace up close to the screen here what kind of fabric or textile he's made of. Can you see there? Can you see? What do you think it feels like? I think it feels soft, squishy. It feels quite light as well. Oh, yes, very good. Somebody's noticed that it's made of wool, which is a type of textile, isn't it? You can see it's knitted wool. Brilliant. Let's have a look at another one of my toys. Well, some of them are toys and some of them are objects from around my home. Let's have a look. Ooh. This is an interesting one. What do you think this toy is made of? It's quite hard. Can you hear that? It's hard when I tap my finger on it, but that's not the only thing that's interesting about it. If I turn it on, it has a switch on the back. Ooh, did you hear that? It makes noises. Quite an annoying noise, I think. Well done. Some of you are saying plastic. Yes, this is a toy made of plastic, but it also is an electronic toy, isn't it? So it has lights and it makes sounds as well. Let's have a look at one more toy in my box right now. And I wonder if you could use some words to describe what you think this toy feels like. Not really a toy, this is an object I found in my home. Now, it might be tricky for you to see this. Let me come closer. I wonder if you can come up with some words to describe what this object is like. Can you see how it looks, changes in the light? Now let's listen to it. That makes an interesting noise. And it feels different to the plastic toy that I was holding. How do you think it might feel different? This toy, yes, interesting. Somebody says clay. It does look a bit dull, doesn't it? A bit like clay. It's not clay though, but that was a very sensible idea from the colour of it. It is metal. How does metal feel? Some good suggestions here. Metal feels hard. Do you know how it felt different to the plastic? It felt cold as well. That's an interesting thing about most metals, isn't it? Is that they feel cold. Let's carry on looking through today's slides. I'll move my screen so you can see better. Metal is cold and hard. Very good. Yes, okay. Well, in the chest on the slides, there were lots of toys. And just like my box of toys and objects, all of them feel a bit different, don't they? To the touch, they feel a bit different. And they're made from different materials. Now, I wonder if you have some toys or objects at home made of this material. This is wood. Now, I didn't show you any toys made of wood yet, but I wonder if I've got a wooden toy in my box. Can you think of some toys, perhaps that you have at home or objects that are made of wood? And where does wood come from? You could tell me in the chat now, or you could tell me, tell a partner that you're working with. Where does wood come from? What sort of toys are made from it? Do you have any toys at home made of wood? I have one strange little toy made of wood here. It's a toy giraffe with a wobbly head and neck. But it's been painted. So you can't tell it's wood unless you look really closely. And if you feel it, I can tell that this is wood because of some of the things that I know about wood. Lovely, some good suggestions coming in here. A wooden dollhouse, yes. Yeah, dollhouses are usually made of wood traditionally, aren't they? And wood comes from trees, yes. I know that this is made of wood because I can see how it's been carved out of wood. And I know as well that wood is very light and it doesn't feel quite as hard as plastic or metal. It feels softer. So I know that that is probably made of wood. Now look at all of these wooden toys. Did you think of any of these? Do you have any toys like these at home? Perhaps you have a brother or sister at home who has some toys like these. Furniture, yeah, furniture, a wooden fort. Many things around the home are made of wood, aren't they? Let's look at another material. Plastic. Ooh. Well, you saw one of my plastic toys there, didn't you? Now, are any of the toys that you have at home made of plastic? Can you name some of them? And where do you think plastic comes from? Again, you can tell me in the chat now the answers to any of these questions, or you can tell your partner. Can you name some toys made of plastic? Where does plastic come from? Oh, I have another plastic toy in my toy box, but I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Okay, some other excellent suggestions of toys made from plastic here. A phone, yeah, an object that is made using plastic, among other things, is a phone, isn't it? Lego, yes, Lego is plastic. Good suggestions. Let's look at another material now. Oh, here we go. Look, there we go, connecting bricks like Lego. Well done, somebody who said that. Pneumicons, yes, you might have pneumicons in school, or some of you might even have pneumicons at home, yes. Somebody said a fort, well, here's a slide, and a playhouse. Somebody said that plastic kills nature. That's a really interesting comment, isn't it? Well, plastic is what's called a man-made material, and it's made in factories through a special process. And, okay, a recorder is plastic, very good. So plastic does come from a natural material. It comes from oil that's found in the ground, and it's man-made, so the oil or part of what's in oil is turned into plastic in factories. And you're right that making too much plastic and throwing away too much plastic is bad for our planet, isn't it? It's bad for the environment. Eventually the oil that we use to make plastic can run out. So yes, it's not always good that things are made of plastic, but plastic has lots of very, very useful properties, doesn't it? And we used some words to describe how plastic is useful, didn't we? So it's hard, which means it's good for making certain types of toys. And look at how colourful these plastic toys are as well. So plastic can be easily dyed different colours. Plastic is colourful. Metal. Well, I showed you a metal object, didn't I? But I wonder if you have any toys at home that are made of metal. Can you name some toys that are often made of metal? Or some toys of your own that you think are made of metal? And where does metal come from? Tell me now, or tell a partner. Sometimes toys are made of more than one material, aren't they? You might have toys that are made partly of metal and partly of another material. Ooh, some good suggestions. A metal robot, magnets, toy cars. Thank you, Tobias. Yeah, magnets. Magnets are made from metal, aren't they? But where does metal come from? A flute. Yes, a flute is made of metal. Shall we have a look at where metal comes from? Earrings. A phone stand. Oh, so one of you can see a metal phone stand at home. Okay. Tools, yes. Oh, we've had some brilliant suggestions. Well, look, here are some toys that are made from metal. And look, several of you suggested these. A metal robot, a toy car. Oh, and look at this one here. A xylophone. Xylophone. Do you or one of your brothers or sisters at home have a xylophone? Now, fabric. I showed you a toy of mine. Horace, my stuffed toy dog, is made of fabric and other textiles. Do you have some toys at home made of fabric or other textiles? Can you name them now? And I wonder where they come from. where does fabric come from? That's quite a tricky question, that. Where does fabric come from? I wonder if it can come from more than one place. Tell me or a partner now. Toys made from fabric? Where does fabric come from? Ah, okay. So, we've got some great suggestions coming in on the chat already. Clothes are made of fabric. Dolls can be made of fabric too, can't they? Teddy bears, dressing up clothes. Ooh. So some of you are saying that fabric comes from animal skin. Somebody says that fabric comes from sheep. Interesting suggestions. You can make it, can't you? Yes. Somebody here, is saying that fabric comes from plants. Ooh, do you remember I said that there might be more than one answer to this? Well, look at this. Fabric can be made from the wool of a sheep or the hair from the skin of other animals. You might shear the fur or hair off the skin of another animal, but sheep is commonly used to make wool. And look, who said plant? Cotton comes from a cotton plant. And here are some toys, including a doll. Well done, good suggestion. And I think somebody said puppets as well. Well done, everybody. Now, this is an interesting one. Water. Are any toys that you can think of made from water? Or perhaps there are toys that have water in them. And where does water come from? You can tell me on the chat, or you can tell your partner now. And I'm going to see if I've got a toy that uses water in my toy box. Let's just make this screen bigger for a minute. There we are. Oh, good suggestion, yes. Water balloons. Orbeez, those are those amazing squishy jelly-like balls, aren't they? And they absorb water, don't they? And they grow. That's a good suggestion. I've got a toy that usually contains water, and I think somebody's just suggested this toy. But it's not actually made just from water. There we are. Can you see that? That's a water pistol. A very tight water pistol, isn't it? So it contains water, but it's made of something that's really good at containing water. Do you know what it's made from? It's made from a material that is waterproof, which is why it's good for making water pistols. Well done, those of you that suggested water gun. Yes, it is. It's made from plastic. Plastic is waterproof, isn't it? So it's really good for toys that use water. And look, there we are. There's a plastic toy that contains water, a paddling pool, and a water tray. I think that water tray might even be metal, actually. So metal can be used to contain water as well, can't it? Yeah, and water. Some of you are saying that water comes from the sea, from the ocean. Yes, well done. It comes from the ocean, doesn't it? So sometimes salt water, yeah, that can come straight from the ocean, but the water that we get out of the tap, that comes from the ocean, doesn't it? It evaporates up into the air and turns into clouds, and then those clouds move over the land, and then the rain comes down, and that rain eventually ends up in lakes and reservoirs, which then ends up in our taps. Good. Let's look at another material. Glass. Oh, this is an interesting one, isn't it? Can you think of any toys that are made from glass? I can think of some object like this drinking glass made from glass, but I wonder if you can think of some toys made of glass. Thinking now, and you can tell me, or you can tell a partner. And I wonder if any of you can tell me where glass comes from. Tricky question. Sorry, let me move my screen so you can see it. There we go, that's better, isn't it? There we go. You can see the drinking glass here now. Toys made of glass. I don't have... Oh, I do have a toy made of glass. I'll show you that later though. Marbles, good suggestion. And yes, somebody has said that glass comes from sand. Very well done. Sand and some other materials are heated up until they get really, really hot and they melt and they become a liquid. And then that liquid is poured into moulds or shaped into objects like marbles or a snow globe, very good. Or I have a large paperweight here that is made of glass. And can you see that as it cooled, bubbles got stuck inside it? So you can see that this glass paperweight was once a liquid when it was made into that shape, and bubbles got trapped inside it. An iPad has glass, doesn't it? Yes, it has a glass screen, Clara. Well done. Okay. So glass, it's not always a very good material to use for toys, is it? I wonder why that is. And lastly, look, here's another material that's not used very often for toys. Rock. And there are some reasons why rock isn't used too often. It's not always a very good material. It's a natural material found in the ground, isn't it? But it's not always very good to use for toys. So as you're working on your own today, you might want to think about why rock and glass aren't always very good material for toys. Now, let's talk about today's challenge, because we're running slightly over today and I want you to go away and I want you to start exploring some of your own toys that you have around the house, and I want you to sort them and describe them. Let me show you how you can do a scientific exploration with your toys. This is today's worksheet, which you can download via the link below. And you can see here that the first part of it has lots and lots of different materials, like the ones we looked at today on cards. Now, you don't need to print these, but you could look at them to remind you of the names and the spellings of some materials. There we are, fabric. Oh, cardboard and paper, we didn't talk about those, did we? There are also some words on cards. Again, you don't need to print these, but you could look at them to help you describe your own toys. And look, we used some of these words, didn't we? Hard, soft, shiny. There's some fantastic words that some of you might recognise here, and some of you might not. Transparent and opaque. I wonder if there's somebody at home, if you're not sure what those words mean, that you could ask what they mean. Maybe you could use them to describe a toy of yours at home today. Even more words here. Ooh, fuzzy, I like that one. I wonder if anybody's got some fuzzy toys at home. Now, here's what I would like you to have a go at today. I'd like you to find some toys at home, and I'd like you to try sorting them into different materials. If you're using today's worksheets, you could use this one here and try sorting your own toys into 4 different groups. You could write on the sheet the names of your toys in these different groups according to their material: plastic, fabric, wood, or metal. But there's other ways of doing this as well. This one looks like a grid, very similar to the circles, but this gave me an idea about a fun way that you could organise and group your own toys according to their material at home. You don't have to use a worksheet. You could lay your toys out on a space on the floor or on a table, and you could separate that surface where you're grouping your toys using string or ribbon or something like that. And I've got some ribbon here. And you could put 2 pieces of string or ribbon out like a cross so that your surface is divided into 4 different sections for plastic, fabric, wood and metal. And then you could lay out your toys into those 4 groups on your carpet or table. You could go even further. Why don't you try using either the cards on the worksheet or some scrap paper to write words to describe those toys? You could write words like heavy or warm, warm to the touch, and you could put those in your different sections where you're grouping your toys by material. I wonder which group of materials I would use warm to describe. So, that's today's challenge. I'd like you to go and find some of your toys. I'd like you to look at them, talk to a partner if you're working with a partner about what they're made from, what they feel like, and then organise them into 4 groups, either writing them on a sheet or laying them out into 4 groups on a table or carpet or something. So, it's time for you to go off and have a go at that. And parents, if you're able to send in photos of your children's toy material groups in the next 10 minutes or so, I would love to see them, and I would love to share them with everybody on today's live stream. So you can email those, just a reminder again, to homelearning@planbee.com. homelearning@planbee.com. I'm going to allow a few minutes for people to work now and sort and organise and find, hopefully, some of their toys around the home or other objects. And just while children are doing that, I said, didn't I, that I would share some more objects on the screen. You don't need to pay too much close attention to me and the objects I'm going to share if you've got your own toys and objects which you're sorting at home. But if you would like to add the ones I show you, then you can continue to listen in the background. Also, Emma, Abby and myself will be here now on the chat to answer any questions you've got about today's activity, or perhaps about some of the materials, the toys that you find are made from. So, hopefully you're working on your own now. Parents, if you have any questions about home learning in general, please feel free to ask me on the chat now and we can talk about that. I'm happy to offer any advice about home learning, activity ideas, things that you can do. In the meantime, I said I would show you some more of my objects that you could, if you can't find things at home to go into different groups, you could sort yourself. This isn't really a toy, but it's an interesting object made of lots of different materials. It's a ship in a bottle, but can you see how many different materials it's made from here? There's a sort of fabric, a textile here, and a natural material that comes from trees here, and another material that comes from sand. Thank you so much, those of you who've joined me for today's session. I can't wait to see some of your photos of your toys in groups. There's one more thing that I wanted to show parents in particular while children are working away, finding toys and sorting toys. And that's another sheet to extend learning about toys and what they're made from after today's session. So if you want to do something to follow up again later today or this week in your home learning, then this is ideal for you. So let me show you. It's a scavenger hunt. This box here, this worksheet here has 8 different materials. And this is to go on a scavenger hunt around your home, around the garden, to find other objects, other than the toys you've got out today, that are made of different materials. Again, if you can't print out, don't worry. It's very easy to draw up a quick table like this with different materials. for you and your children to go on a scavenger hunt, perhaps around your garden or around your home, to find other objects made of these materials. So that's a nice way to extend today's learning beyond this session. Well done. Somebody said the ship in the bottle is made of multiple materials. That's right, yeah. So, I'll just have a look and see if we have any emails coming in. Today's activity might take a little longer, so excuse me. We might not see too many pictures today, which is fine, but we do put pictures sent in by parents of children's learning up on our blog at planbee.com/blog. So in a couple of days' time, do check back, and I'll remind you in future sessions, and you'll be able to see pictures of maybe your own work shared up on our blog, or the work that other people taking part in today's session have done as well. Okay, lovely. I can see a couple of emails have come in, which is really nice to see, and I will share some of these now. Okay. Let's move my screen. There we are. Right. The first email, excuse me. The first email that I had in is from Albert. Albert, welcome. Thank you for joining me today for our live session all about toys and the materials they're made from. And look at this lovely picture I've been sent in. Ah, well done. And Albert has found a toy that is made partly of wood. It's this abacus, isn't it? Fantastic. Well done, well spotted. Did you think of some good words to describe the wood and what it feels like and what it looks like? I can see as well, actually, that abacus is made from another material, isn't it, Albert? There's another material which the wooden beads are threaded onto. I wonder what that material is. Thank you for sharing your picture. And the next picture I have sent in is from Isabel. Welcome back, Isabel. Thank you for joining me again. And you've sent in this fantastic picture. You've already sorted some materials, and look at these toys. Here we go. You've sorted them around the worksheet, haven't you? We've got fabric, plastic, wood and metal toys. Lovely. Oh, and look, there's the iPad screen made of metal that we mentioned, and the screen made of glass, wasn't it? Lovely, thank you for sharing that, Isabel. Good sorting. A couple more have come in now. Wow, some people have done a lot of sorting very quickly here. I'm just downloading these now. We have, first of all, brilliant. Look at this. Katie and Crystal have sent in their groups, and they've sorted it out on the carpet, a bit like I suggested. Welcome, Katie and Crystal. Fantastic sorting here. I can't believe how many objects you've found for each of these 4 groups. That's brilliant. Oh, and I like this game, Dobble, as well. That's a good game. I enjoy that. Well done. Good sorting. Now, let's have a look. Lucy and Betsy have been working hard sorting things out. And look, here we go. again, sorting out into groups on the carpet. And I can see that you've just started sorting objects and you've got something made of metal there. That looks a bit like a yo-yo to me. Is it a yo-yo? Am I right? And, now this is really interesting. I can see here that you've sorted these pieces from a these look like almost like a doll's house tea set, into glass. Now, they're really similar to glass, aren't they? They're hard and they feel quite cool. Now, these are actually made from something else. I think, I could be wrong, they might be made of glass or something, or plastic, but I think these might be made of something called porcelain or china. So you might decide to have a label that says other for things like this if you're not sure. But very well done. That was such a sensible idea, sorting that as those little teacups and jugs as glass, because yes, they have a lot of the properties of glass, don't they? Cold to the touch, hard, very similar. That was some really sensible grouping there. Well done. Thank you for sharing. We've got a couple more coming in. Let's have a look. Wow, someone's been working quickly. I've got another picture from Albert, but then we've also got his sister, I believe sister, Clara here as well, and they've been going on a scavenger hunt. Wow, what a lot of stuff they've found to sort into groups according to the materials they're made from. Look at all of this. We've got a toy that uses water, glass, wood, metal, so many. Oh, and look, there's the flute that you were talking about. Well done. Brilliant sorting there and grouping. Wonderful. Thank you, Clara and Albert. Then we've got Ayana. Let's have a look as well. Ayana. Wow. Ayana has sorted a fantastic number of toys into different groups according to the materials they're made from. Let me find that picture now. Where is it? Welcome back, Ayana. Very good science work today. I can't believe you've sorted so many toys according to the materials they're made from. That's fantastic. Look at that. Oh, I like your sword and shield. Oh, and your lightsaber there as well. Brilliant. Thank you, Ayana. And we have time for one more here. And this is from Henry. And Henry, well done. You've found something made out of fabric, haven't you? Let's have a look now. Welcome back, Henry. Thank you for joining me again today. And well done. You've got your toy donkey there made out of fabric. Fantastic. Good work, everybody. Well, it's time for us to finish. Thank you so much again for joining me, everybody. I've really enjoyed it today. Please do keep sending in your work if you'd like to. I love to see the work that you've done. And as I said, we'll be sharing those on our blog. And I'll send you a little message back if you email me pictures of your fantastic science materials grouping work as well. Please do enroll, as I said, via the link below. And that way you'll know if there are some other sessions coming up that you would like to take part in. I very much hope to see some of you again on a future session. And I hope that you all have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Abby, for joining me on the chat again today. And thank you to all of you. Bye-bye.